Good morning, home builders. Today we are looking at Lead On Softly, day 54. And I'm not real sure if this is taken in the right context, but this is the scripture that's used today. We're in Genesis chapter 33, 12 through 14. This is where Jacob, after 21 years, has returned to his land. He had been, up in a little farther north with his father-in-law Laban, where he has his 2 wives, his 13 children are with him, and he's on his way back. And you remember he had stolen the blessing from his brother. 2 decades later now, his brother is approaching him. He thinks he's in for a battle, and he sends all these gifts ahead of time. And finally, his brother, he comes to his brother, and his brother is very forgiving and loving, and Esau then says, all right, let's go back down home. And he goes, no, you go ahead, and we'll follow along. So that's where we find this. In verse 12, it says, and he said, let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. That's Esau. And he said unto him, that's Jacob, my Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and that the flocks and herds with young are with me. And if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and I will lead on softly, according as the cattle that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure, until I come unto my Lord, unto Seir. What his point here is not over pushing our children. I don't know if that's a good reference for this, but I understand where he's coming from. Why do we correct our children? Ask yourself that, and in fact, ask yourself every time you correct your child. We have sometimes where I believe you watch people and they're correcting their child because they're embarrassed, and they want them to achieve something that maybe that child is not ready to achieve, doesn't have the skill set yet, or they don't want to live up to what they have developed in their family. And, the purpose of our correction, the purpose of our pushing, for lack of a better term, or encouraging, on a positive way of saying it, is to develop our children and to develop their character and to help them grow into the godly young man and young woman that we hope them to be. It is not so I'm not embarrassed, or something that's, look what good parents we are. That's not our purpose. Boy, it's hard to not do that sometimes, though, isn't it? If we be honest, especially when they're younger, and we need to be very careful. If we push too hard, we can break their spirit. If we don't push hard enough, they become lazy. So there is this fine balance there, and we need to constantly be praying and know our children and know that they're different than the other ones. That's somewhat of a hard thing for some folks to know as well. If you have 2 sons, a daughter and a son, they're different. Their temperaments are completely different. With Emily, when we were, until I reached a certain pitch, she didn't hear what I was saying. That's who she is. Jacob, not so much. If I yell at him, he shuts down. And you know what I mean by yelling. I'm not screaming at my kids, but that's just not how he responds. Every coach he's had has figured that out. If they wanted the best out of him, they challenge him and he responds. But they scream at him, forget it. And so we have to know that about our kids. And that's one of our goals as parents here. Today's parenting principle: be sure that your discipline and expectations of your children is guided by a loving appreciation for their weaknesses. That's a pretty good one. Don't know if the scripture that we used is the proper one there, but that's a pretty good one. So you guys have a great day, and I love you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye.